Welcome to Little Bottles, Big Shifts, the ADHD wellness podcast for women. I'm Imelda, and each week I'll be bringing you bite-sized tips, real talk, and a dash of essential oil goodness to help you shift from frazzled to flourishing. So, let's get on with it, shall we? Enjoy the episode. Well, hello, lovely people, and welcome back to Little Bottles, Big Shifts. I'm your host, Imelda, and today we're diving into something that every ADHD brain knows all too well. The spiral of doom. You know the one. You get a bit of criticism, or you're halfway through 6 half-finished tasks, or someone interrupts you mid-flow and boom. Suddenly you are overwhelmed, panicking, spinning on the spot and wondering, what's wrong with me? Well, I'm here to tell you, nothing is wrong with you. Your brain is just doing its limbic system thing. And today, we're going to talk about how to catch those spirals, interrupt them, and shift them into something calmer, kinder, and way more useful. I've even got a quick and easy exercise we can do together that can stop that spiral in its tracks. So what's happening in the brain? Well, as you know, ADHD impacts the limbic system. That's the main bit of the brain that deals with emotions, motivation, and memory. When it's dysregulated, spirals can happen fast. This is what's known as the emotional hijack, reacting before you've even had a chance to think. The goal isn't to never spiral, because let's be real, we're humans after all, but rather to anchor ourselves enough in that moment to choose our response instead of being dragged under by our emotions. So how do we notice when a spiral is coming? Well, here are some of the classics. Criticism or rejection, no matter how small it may seem from the outside. Not finishing what you've started. Feeling misunderstood. Hormonal shifts or tiredness. Too many tabs open, literally or mentally. And being interrupted mid-focus. For me, it's that moment when my brain is juggling 6 things and then someone asks me what's for dinner. That's when the inner panic alarm starts sounding and all I can think is, I'm failing at everything. So take a second now, grab a pen and paper if you can, and think about what are your spiral triggers. If this is something that you haven't really thought about before, it might be hard to think of them on the spot. But keep this in mind, so when something does start to rattle your cage, try and remember to suss out what that is and why it's making you feel that way. Knowledge is power, and knowing your triggers is half the battle. So here's the magic bit. Your nervous system listens more to your breath than your thoughts. I heard somewhere that the breath can also be seen as a pump, just like our hearts, except we are in control of this pump. How fast, how deep? These are all the subconscious signals to our nervous system. So instead of trying to think our way out of panic, we breathe our way out. To really turbocharge this exercise, grab one of your favourite essential oils. Frankincense, lavender, or the In-Tune blend are my absolute faves for this. Now place a few drops of your essential oil into the palm of your hand. Rub together, cup your hands in front of your face and inhale deeply. Then let your breath release. Just allow yourself to fully relax as you exhale. Another deep inhale and fully allow the breath to exhale as you release. Now let's do a few rounds of box breathing. That's breathing in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, hold for 4, and then repeat. For each count of 4, we'll focus on being present and calm. Ready? Inhale, I am safe. Hold, I'm allowed to pause. Exhale, I release this moment. hold. I choose calm. Now repeat that as many times as you need to. Each time you do this, you're creating an emotional anchor, rewiring your brain with new neural pathways that say, "We've got this." And essential oils can be brilliant here because scent travels straight to the limbic system. It's like a shortcut to nervous system regulation. So next time you feel yourself spiralling, remember, spot your trigger, interrupt the spiral with breath, and anchor these moments with oils and kind words. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf them. And each time you do, you're teaching your brain that you're safe, capable, and in charge. So thanks for joining me for this week's episode. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please share it with a friend who spirals too, because we all know at least one, right? And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Little Bottles, Big Shifts. I hope you found something within my ramblings helpful or inspiring. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all navigating our own unique paths with ADHD, and sharing our stories can make all the difference. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing so you never miss an update. It would also be amazing if you could spare a few minutes to leave a review. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, or topics you'd like me to cover. Also, feel free to connect with me on social media. And if you know of anyone who might find this podcast useful, please do share it with them. And more importantly, be gentle with yourself. Embrace your strengths, learn from your challenges, and remember, every step forward is progress, no matter how small. I look forward to sharing more insights and stories with you next time. Until then, take care and stay curious.